It's a good story, Juju's. What do you want from me? I mean, if it wasn't a good story, I'd be like, man, this sucks. Damn it, still not open. Well, I have to admit, I like the fact that it actually bothers to tie in all the Doom games. And, you know, I'm a sucker for continuity in general. I should get on with it.
Here the humans arrive from Earth, waiting to be selected for the process.
Well, that's pretty horrible. Over here. Hey, Dream Whisperer, again. Well, that's incredibly horrible. We're gonna pretend we never saw that. Or this. This doesn't exist. La 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 la. Now fight 7 marauders at once. I shouldn't say that. I don't want to give them ideas. Oh wow, the whole thing's timed. Yeah, I'd rather not.
The Khan Maker needs Earth and its souls. Her world is dying.
Good.
Culling allows her people to replenish their resources and survive. As you save your world, you put hers in peril.
Boo-hoo.
Up ahead is Kalanos, the sightless judge. It determines who's fit to begin the soul extraction process. The rest will be discarded to the blood swamps.
Okay, I thought we weren't playing Baldur's Gate 3 for another year or so. What the hell, guys? God, it's straight up mother brain. Yeah, I started on normal, Juju's. I've played on hard, and very hard. But, yeah, no. Of course. Usually they give you a second before they actually make you start the fight. It's like, okay, here you go. Take your time. Oh, you started? Okay, well, now things get real.
The shield is lowered. Now, while it's exposed,
Do you mind? I'm busy killing your boss here. Yes, look, it turns souls into demons and energy, depending on which you get selected for. Good choices, right? And I know it's supposed to be a, eternal damnation and all that, but, yeesh. Giving me these mastery tokens all over the place all of a sudden. Damn it, there's an archvile. Where is it? God, I hate Archviles. They're not as bad as Marauders, but I still hate them. Depends on the map. Usually you have to kill to progress. That's pretty normal. Think Metroid. You know, you get in a room and it's like, oh my god, there's a bunch of enemies here, you have to kill them to progress, and then you go back and do more platforming. That kind of a thing. It is super not possible. Not unless you can glitch through walls. And even then, it doesn't appear to be a thing they allow. Because the whole invisible kill planes thing. I wasn't sure I could make that, but sure. Oh, absolutely, Dream Whisperer. Money in the bank with those guys. Enjoy!
Humans must be tortured, the flesh tenderized. Once enough pain has been inflicted and the spirit broken, the soul is ready for the extraction process.
Are you kidding? Hell invented OSHA. That's true. Doomguy is definitely in favor of pacifistic demons. Alright, whatever. I'll do this the other way, then. Another Mastery coin. Everywhere, aren't they? Oh, they're coming down as one now. Okay, that's different. Good eye, Sierra Mike. Mastery coins allow you to basically skip a mastery and just master a weapon. I think they let you pass mastery trials too, I forget. So, it said in the thing, but the only thing I noticed was the weapon thing. God damn it. The transformation of mortal creature into demon is a laggard and gradual process, one that can take eons to transpire without the catalyst of Argenta intervention. The victim is left to maunder in the Shadowland for years uncounted, where over ageless time they transform into demon. During their nightmarish journey, the ethereal soul slowly drains from the body, and in that dark realm the substance of mortal life is manifest as matter. It gathers in pools of volatile aura all over hell. Demonkind call these pools the Well, and use them to invigorate themselves before battle. It is from this aura that essence is formed. By melding it with wraith energy, that which lights the darkened hall and sets the sentinel swords ablaze, the essence is founded. The combination of these primal energies creates Argent energy, a power source so potent and incalculably formidable that it has consumed the Argenta and driven us on to greater influence than was ever possible with wraith power alone. Do I have to kill him? I don't want to. Fine, fine. Like I said, I might not mind if they weren't literally invincible. Apparently I did already hit this one. Put bluntly, even knowing the trick, those aren't fun to fight. I'm actually strongly considering going ahead and adding them to part of an aggregate negative. They are the only enemy in the game, which is actually irritating to fight. Yeah, it's the other things here, Mike, but let's not get into that. I'm gonna be called a... Oh, God, there's two of them! Of course there's two of them. I'm gonna be called a scrub enough as is. Where is he? There's the irritating one. Need one more guy. That'll be you. That apparently wasn't a left one. Okay, that's strange. Damn it, 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 damn it. That was a left one. You have to hold right to do a left one. For future reference.
Once the spirit is broken and enough pain has been inflicted, only when the human has lost all hope will it be transferred to the soul extraction chamber.
Yeah, for those of you not aware... I was out of dash. For those of you not aware, and I knew this from the first game, the direction and input you're holding while you do a glory kill changes the type of kill you get. Which was part of a challenge, which sucked to get, I might add, but you know, it was a thing. What? What? Not sure what happened there, but okay, whatever. You're supposed to torture people, right? Why do you have giant crushers? Like, that's not gonna torture you. That's just gonna be like, ugh. Oh, okay. Aw. I got that one at least. That's a fair point, Dream Whisperer. But that looks like the place where they're actually being tortured and extracted. Oh my god, spikes much? Look at this place. I thought the Horde was into spikes. Ugh.
Inside that citadel is the soul extraction chamber. We must make our way through into the top, where the pure Argent energy is exported directly to Urdak.
I don't think I'm going to beat this game today. 'Cause I've got at least 2 stages left, counting this one. And we know how long these stages are. What? Mind? Kind of busy. Hello, Baron. Hopefully not a Baron of Hell. If so, things are not going to go well for you in short order. Last one. So about that whole...
People are made to suffer. Processed souls for the Khan Maker's world. I assure you, this could have been avoided with different leadership.
Oh, OBS just crashed again. I'm not sure why. God, I was debating my options there. Well, that was a misclick. Little waste of ammo. Oh, nobody pays attention to Doom 3. Don't be ridiculous. Those are mean. And there's the Archvile. He'd show up at some point. That's not an Archvile. I'm not exactly the best person to judge Doom in general, so ignore my opinion. There's only 2 Doom games I've ever enjoyed. This is one of the soul spires identified in Argenta text, built into the central columns of Necroval. Although most soul spires were linked directly to Argent Dinner through a Hell Priest-created Continuum Gate, this particular one is linked to Urdak, the homeworld of the Makers. There's no Continuum Gate here, presumably due to the Con Makers' natural distrust of those under her charge. The Soul Spires were designed by the Makers to accelerate the process of mortal victims into ardent energy, and built in secret by Sentinel slaves under the direction of the Order Deeg. This forced labor was a crucial step in fulfilling the Con Makers' desire for Argent, as beings from Urdak are unable to cross over to Hell's dimension.
This is raw Argent energy. The suffering on Earth, the bloodshed, all of it. For this. Once the soul is extracted, the husk of the human body will over time transform into the demons you fight now. The extracted soul that remains will power their world. The essence of hell.
See, very efficient. Not misclick that this time. Where is he? Where is he? Back. Or, no. That's a tyrant. Okay, whatever. We don't care. They'll just die. Who's shooting at me? The Maker's need for the essence is prime. Without it, they must suffer the monstrous fate of transfiguration, and see their wisdom and faculties slither from their twisted forms. Oh my god, transfiguration is just getting old. By the bidding of the Khan Maker herself, the Order of the Deeg has devised a method to improve and accelerate the production of the Hell Aura. What once took eons for the savage beast to attain can be accomplished in far shorter order by Argenta intellect, with greater efficiency and consistency. We constructed the Soul Spires, vast halls erected in the savage lands by our slaves under the direction of the Order. Even though we raised a monument on their ground, demonkind does not harry us during assembly of the Soul Spires, for the Khan Maker herself bargained a deal with the Dark Lord that rules over the Shadow Walkers. So who would that be? It's not the Icon of Sin. A bargain was struck. The demons would be given fresh worlds and souls to consume, bolstering their forces and expanding in the corrupting domain of hell, and the Makers would be granted access to the flow of Argent. The procedure inside the Soul Spires is thus. The captives are tortured until no semblance of humanity remains within them. Bereft of hope, the mortal soul is vulnerable and thus can be easily extracted. This we achieve with a machine from the enlightened mind of the Khan Maker herself, the Evulsor. Once the Evulsor has done its deed and the soul has been extracted, the victim's body is ejected into the wasteland where, as before our cunning meddling, it becomes demon over time. So who the hell is the Dark Lord? Well, this is the only way I can see to go forward, so whatever. John Romero's like, hey guys, what's up? I was like,
The demons only utilize a portion of the resources that come from you, soul. It was the Makers and the Sentinel Priests who discovered and unlocked the true power of the Essence. They combined Sentinel and Hell energies together, refined it, and created Argent. With it they did wondrous things. Saved worlds from extinction, healed the sick, and gave infinite power to those worthy of it. This facility was built in secret. The Night Sentinels never knew of its existence. Built by Sentinel slaves, for a Maker can never set foot in Hell, nor demon in Urdak. Argent D'Nur served a great purpose to the Makers.
We gather the volatile aura and store it in vast reservoirs. There it is coalesced with wraith energy and subjected to the infernal fires of hell itself. In the heat of the primal fire, the essence is loosed and then captured for our gain. Oh, I'm with you, Sierra Mike. I've been thinking that, honestly, ever since we heard the voice. But, as you say, he seems way more in the know than he should be. The final stage of the process is the dividend of the gains. Vast quantities of the essence are fed directly to Argent D'Nur to power our machine and drive our engine. The rest is reserved for the Khan Maker. Although she may never set foot in the Dark Realm, she has devised means to teleport essence to the Holy Land, which she calls Urdak, Domain of Angels. Her use of the essence is unchallenged, for it was she and her court that gave us design to capture the essence, and her payment is just. Yeah, Earth is basically at the beginnings of what the Makers were already at.
This machinery was not made without Hell's knowledge. A deal was struck with the Dark Lord in return for access to more worlds for Hell.
There's Maker Tech.
The Makers siphon energy from the dead. It is an unholy union and cannot stand any longer.
And it won't. That's the best part. Whoa, okay. Yeah, do you see the faces in there? I wouldn't blame you if you don't want to. I believe they actually have trees in here. No counting for taste, I suppose. What? Diablo, no question, bro. Those wings, man. Of course, there's some kind of hideous brain thing in the Angel. Well, haven't you seen Bayonetta? And I've just kind of stopped getting collectibles if it's not obvious. Although we're not going to finish today. So. In fact, I'm hopeful to get to a certain point that I think is coming up.
If you can destroy it, the unrefined energy should be able to propel you into their world. The tower is held aloft by 2 enslaved titans. Break the chains, dropping into the well below.
Oh my god. Okay. Hang on. Back. Apparently, holding back and doing a glory kill is not, in fact, a back glory kill. I should have known. I tried. You saw. I gave it my effort. Well, it wasn't last time, Max Time, so I assumed it wouldn't be this time. Even Pipeliner Jim agrees. And that man doesn't agree with anything. Why, he wanted to punch me earlier. Because of a video game. Can you imagine? That's okay. I don't blame him. I have a very punchable face. Thank you very much, Pipeliner Jim. Very much appreciate, sir. As always, appreciate the support. Even though you want to punch me. That's true, I could, Luke. I wish I'd read that about 5 seconds earlier. Yakuza Kiwami, you got it. Give me just a moment to kill this guy.
Break the chains and destroy destroy the Argent transmitter, then ride the energy flow to Urdak.
And then he'll be like, I have not seen Urdak in many years. Because I'm totally one of them. Spoiler alert. Only the website can answer that question, Baron. Seriously, I don't know off the top of my head. Okay. Hey, can I have some ammo, please? Appreciate it, thanks. Of course there was freaking mega ammo. Didn't even see it. Whatever. Hey, Petey Bar.
The Carpenter is awakening the icon of sin. We must hurry.
Anybody beaten this game? And if you have, do you know how much is left? Very carefully, Petey Bar. That's what I thought. Sounds like we should probably finish Monday, is what I'm hearing. So here's your peek at Urdak. Creepy, actually. Looks like bones and weird stuff.
Magnificent, isn't it? Now quickly, the Khan Maker is nearby. We must stop her before she completes the ritual and gains full control over the icon of sin.
This is horrible. I mean, it's well designed, but this is creepy looking. Look at this place. Also, all of that. What do you want to bet? That's Argent energy, aka souls. I could see that, Dream Whisperer. Yeah, this... yeah, Baron's got the right of it. This is what a fallen empire looks like in Stellaris, right here. This is Urdak, home of the Makers. A brief age analysis of the structures and architects indicate that this world is older than any other in database. Similarities can also be drawn to multiple pan-galactic religions, indicating that the Makers' influence was not limited to Argent D'Nur, and that over eons their influence has spread across the galaxy and potentially the universe. Some imagery is akin to the religious icons in the Orion Cygnus arm of the Milky Way galaxy, which includes Earth. The name Urdak is common tongue in the Maker language, but can be approximately translated to the word for paradise or heaven in hundreds of different languages, further cementing the theory that the Makers have had a religious impact on mortal beings for millions of years. Despite their seeming godliness, the Makers have a past. At some point in their ageless history, there's a mention of the Father, a logical alien entity that endowed the Makers with their vast knowledge and technical ability. Analysis of the Maker artifacts in Scripture indicate that the Father may have been a singular being that split to form the Maker race, or instead transferred his incalculable power into the vast structure known as the Urdak, which then birthed the Makers in perpetuity. It seems the Makers, though exceptionally long-lived, eventually suffer from a form of biological and mental degradation, at which point they undergo a process they call the Transfiguration, wherein they allow a voluntary death and resurrection, somehow tied to the Father. This process has been complicated or damaged in the recent past. That's why they fear it. There are no records of how the Father came to the Makers, when it was first discovered, or if it had any physical form before the Makers. The first mention of the Father is in regard to a building named the Luminarium, a temple of sorts where Makers would go to seek answers. The essence of the Father was stolen by one of their own, a Maker referred to as the Seraphim, who the Seraphim is or what he did with the Father's consciousness is unknown. Records show that one day the Luminarium, the Seraphim's totally Satan, by the way, the Luminarium simply ceased to communicate, and a deep scan of its databanks reveals no remaining trace of the entity. Urdak itself exists in an anchor state, utilizing highly advanced dimensional shift technology to allow a static position at a sub-quantum level. This essentially inverts their position in relation to Hell. Both planes of existence are fixed outside the bounds of the known universe, a lower and a higher reality. The Khan Maker oversees all within Urdak, and now utilizes Argent energy to prevent the transfiguration. Yeah, someone who said it, that warden said it. I mentioned it looks creepy. It invokes the same style as the demon's architecture, just artificial rather than fleshy. But the same kind of bulbousness and the, like, skeletal look of it. Like, almost pseudo-organic, like you can see bones and ribs amongst the stylings. Just, you know, made of metal instead of flesh. Which is appropriate based on what we've seen. I would love to keep playing this, but I feel like this is going to be a couple more hours, and I'd rather finish this without being in any kind of hurry and not tired and exhausted. So we're going to finish this Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we're going to come back to this game. Before I go, though, anybody who's been paying attention to the document knows I've basically been using it as a notepad. I've been processing my thoughts a little bit, and I want to go ahead and push these down here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to clarify that. And that. Whoops, wrong button. I like to fat finger things, don't I? Consequence of having large hands. Tomorrow will be Lore Week and Streaminations. This is technically an aggregate. We still need to test that, so that's still in the... that's an aggregate, which we will definitely codify. Probably, Baron. And so I need to debate that one. That's really part of this. No, and I need to go grocery shopping tomorrow too, Dream Whisperer. I say no. I don't need to go grocery shopping. I have food. But I am going to go grocery shopping tomorrow. Let's see. Let's go move this up, y'all. I've been debating for a bit, and honestly, I don't think I can really give a positive to optimization. It just feels too outside the concept of the game design. I hate to do that. Yeah, it's kind of like when people make a run at the bank, which has happened historically many times, which never, ever goes right. In fact, the best thing you could possibly do, historically speaking, if, you know, there's lack of confidence in the bank, is to not withdraw money in the banks so they can bolster themselves and fix the situation. Now, I mean, that's not universally true, but making a run at the bank is the same concept as making a run at the grocery stores, aka it just makes everything worse. I'm also going to codify this other negative. I'm going to smash it all into one and just turn it into an aggregate. That's for gross, the difficulty issues, the font, and the inability to replay thing. Story-wise, I've been thinking about that for a second. All four of these story positives are definitely codified, so we're just going to go ahead and codify all of those. That's for presentation, attention to detail, brick design, visual elements, presentation. The Fortress of Doom is a separate story positive, then attention to detail, visual elements, etc., and then the fleshing out of the world building of the setting. I'm probably going to give one to voice acting, and I'm probably going to give one for good usage of continuity in tying together the Dooms. I'm going to debate those, but those are probably happening. Is that everything? So we're actually... Well, we're not there yet, aren't we, Baron? So we'll judge that later. So we're actually here. We haven't had an X in a while, have we? There we go. And in fairness, I should give a plus for this too. This is basically a plus for gameplay pacing, which I actually talked about earlier. Weapons, actually, as weird as this may sound, I'm kind of torn on whether the weapons should deserve a positive or not. The only weapon that I've really been enjoying is the minigun. Otherwise, they're very good weapons, but I'm not sure if they deserve a positive. I'll have to think about that. I also need to debate the methods of progression. I'm going to jot some notes down here. Weapons, question mark, methods of progression, question mark. I'll debate those. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and chop off. Try and recoup a little bit. And I will be seeing some of you guys tomorrow for Lore Week. And for those of you who are here for Doom, I will see you guys Monday, 10 a.m. EST as usual.